Welcome to Reality TV News Update, where you will never miss a moment from your favorite shows. CBS is already hard at work filming Season 51 in the Mamanica Islands of Fiji, as the milestone 50th season of Survivor approaches its epic finale, which will air on Wednesday, May 20th, as of today, Monday, April 27th. A brand new batch of castaways are already 10 days into the 26-day reality competition, which reportedly began production on the new installment on April 18th. Early rumors now suggest that, for the first time since Season 40's Winners at War, Survivor will begin Season 51 with 20 new castaways divided into 2 tribes of 10 players each. This comes after longtime fans expressed concern that the franchise would revert to its typical new era format after 50. Survivor Insider reveals return of 2-tribe format, and 20-player cast. Fans are informed by Redmond, a reputable independent Survivor journalist and the creator of the Inside Survivor social media accounts, of the format change, which more closely reflects the show's old-school seasons. While Redmond, whose real name is Martin Holmes, supposedly has a lot of inside connections with the show's production team, he's very judicious when it comes to the information he leaks to the public ahead of time. Make no mistake, one fan wrote of Redmond on Reddit, he can get full boot lists no problem, but chooses to keep those from the public out of respect for people who want to remain unspoiled. He's a good guy doing good work for the Survivor fan community. Most recently, his Inside Survivor page revealed that the franchise would kick off its upcoming 51st season by returning to its tried and true 2-tribe format, as well as increasing its previous new era 18-person cast size to a slightly larger 20-person cast for the upcoming installment. That means disaster tribes could be a thing of the past. The new era 3-tribe format has been a thorn in the side of Survivor fans for a while now, given that, more often than not, it results in the weakest tribe attending tribal council over and over again in the early days of the game. So-called disaster tribes have been a staple of more than half of the seasons that have aired since the new era began, with Season 41 in 2021, decimating tribes like US Season 41, Lulu Season 45, Yanu Season 46, Vula Season 48, and most recently, the Keel tribe on Season 49, with just 6 castaways per tribe, alongside the stipulation that the losing tribe also gets their flint taken away ahead of attending tribal council. A stumble in the first immunity challenge of the season can spell, well, disaster. For new era tribes, a switch back to 10-player tribes will, hopefully, remedy this problem, allowing castaways the opportunity to rally after voting out one of their own. Survivor fans react to Season 51 formatting rumors. "Oh my god, please be true," commented one Survivor fan under an Instagram post announcing the Season 51 rumor, while another added, "Yes, please keep it this way forever, and when we got to a tribe switch, no more 3 tribes." Despite the fact that some fans hailed the back-to-basics format change as a dream come true, others expressed a desire for a more dramatic resurgence of the show's previous form. One fan wrote, "Bring back 39 days next," urging CBS to abandon the 26-day format that was introduced as part of Season 41's new era. Another expressed the widespread opinion that Survivor should film in a location other than Fiji for future installments. The last time CBS filmed a season outside of the Mamanica archipelago was when Survivor KO Wrong was filmed in Cambodia in 2015. Despite outcry from fans, however, it's unlikely that Survivor will change location or its now standard 26-day filming period anytime soon, especially considering the show's long-standing relationship with the Fijian government and the sheer amount of money the production saves by reusing the same filming grounds season after season. The winds of change are once again sweeping across the beaches of reality television's most enduring social experiment. After months of speculation and quiet whispers within fan communities, reports suggest that Survivor is preparing to return to its classic 2-tribe format for Season 51, a move that could fundamentally reshape the dynamics of the game and rekindle a style of play that longtime viewers have been craving. For years, the show has experimented with a 3-tribe structure, particularly in its so-called new era. This format, while offering faster gameplay and more frequent tribal councils, has often been criticized for limiting strategic depth. When tribes are smaller, alliances are formed quickly and alliances are broken up just as quickly. As a result, there is not much room for the slow-burn storytelling and intricate maneuvering that used to define the series. Now, with a return to 2 tribes reportedly on the horizon, the game may be shifting back toward a more traditional and arguably more strategic approach. The two-tribe format is not just a nostalgic callback, it's a structural change that influences nearly every aspect of gameplay: more social relationships to manage, more chances for hidden alliances, and more room for players to recover from early mistakes come with larger tribes. In a three-tribe setup, one bad vote or a single loss challenge can send a player home before they've had a chance to establish themselves. The game becomes more difficult, and the margin for error increases when there are two tribes. Fans, who have long argued that the three-tribe format prioritizes chaos over strategy, are already excited about this possible change. Many believe that returning to two tribes will allow players to develop deeper connections and execute more intricate plans instead of scrambling to survive each vote. Contestants may once again have the space to think several moves ahead. Another key impact of the two-tribe format lies in challenge dynamics. Larger tribes often lead to more physically demanding and visually compelling competitions. Team coordination becomes more critical, and individual weaknesses are less likely to doom an entire group. This can create a more balanced playing field, where social and strategic skills carry as much weight as physical prowess. Additionally, the merge phase, one of the most anticipated parts of any season, could take on a new level of intensity with two tribes. The lines drawn before the merge are often stronger and more defined. This can lead to dramatic power struggles, shifting alliances, and the kind of blind sides that have become the show's hallmark. Of course, not everyone is convinced that this change will automatically improve the game. Some fans have grown accustomed to the fast-paced unpredictability of the three-tribe format and worry that a return to two tribes could slow things down too much. There's also the question of how production will balance this shift with other elements of the new era, such as shorter seasons and an increased emphasis on twists and advantages. Will the show fully embrace a back-to-basics philosophy, or will it continue to layer modern innovations on top of a classic framework? That remains to be seen. Behind the scenes, the reported decision to return to two tribes may reflect a broader recognition that the show's core appeal lies in its social complexity. While twists and advantages can add excitement, they can also overshadow the human drama that has always been in the heart of the series. By simplifying the structure, the producers may be aiming to let the players and their relationships take center stage once again. For future contestants, this change could significantly alter how they prepare for the game. In a two-tribe season, players may need to focus more on long-term alliance building and less on short-term survival. Social awareness, adaptability, and strategic foresight will likely become even more important. Casting could also play a role in how this format unfolds. A diverse group of personalities, backgrounds, and playstyles can bring out the best in a two-tribe structure, creating a rich tapestry of interactions and conflicts if done right. Season 51 could deliver some of the most memorable moments in recent memory as anticipation builds. One thing is clear: the potential return to two tribes represents more than just a format change. It's a signal that the show is willing to evolve. By revisiting its roots in an era where many long-running series struggle to stay relevant, this kind of thoughtful adjustment could be exactly what's needed to keep the game fresh and engaging. Whether you're a longtime fan who misses the strategic depth of earlier seasons, or a newer viewer curious to see how the game adapts, Season 51 is shaping up to be a pivotal chapter. The beaches will still be unforgiving, the challenges will still test the limits of human endurance, and the ultimate prize will still go to the player who can outwit, outplay, and outlast the rest. But with two tribes back in the mix, the path to victory may look very different and far more intriguing than it has in years. As the torches are lit and a new group of castaways prepares to embark on this journey, the question isn't just who will win, it's how the game itself will transform along the way. And if these reports are true, fans may be in for a season that feels both refreshingly new and comfortingly familiar at the same time. After years of rapid-fire gameplay and constant reinvention, a familiar rhythm may soon return to one of television's most iconic reality competitions. There are rumors that Survivor is getting ready to return to its classic two-tribe format. For Season 51, this could be one of the most significant structural changes the show has ever made. For longtime fans, this potential change feels less like a twist and more like a homecoming. Survivor has heavily leaned toward a three-tribe structure ever since the beginning of the new era, which began with Season 41. Players often had little room to recover from their initial errors because of the smaller groups, faster gameplay, an almost implacable pace created by this strategy. While it injected energy into the game, it also came with trade-offs. Strategy became compressed. Relationships were often superficial and formed quickly. Additionally, players were frequently eliminated prior to viewers truly getting to know them. A return to two tribes could change all of that. At its core, the two-tribe format allows the game to breathe. Alliances are more layered and fluid with larger groups. Instead of a simple majority ruling every vote, players can hide within shifting subgroups, build long-term plans, and navigate complex social hierarchies. It's the kind of environment where blind sides feel more shocking, betrayals hit harder, and underdog stories have time to develop. This structure also reintroduces a key element that many fans feel has been missing: patience. Every decision in a three-tribe system is driven by urgency. Lose one challenge, and you're immediately scrambling. But in a two-tribe format, players often have more time to adapt, reposition, and recover. That breathing room opens the door for more creative gameplay and more satisfying storytelling. Even the challenges themselves could feel different. Competitions between larger tribes are typically more dynamic and visually appealing. Strength, coordination, and communication all play bigger roles, and no single weak link can doom a tribe as easily. This balance frequently results in matchups that are more competitive and less predictable, which raises tension week after week. Of course, the real magic of Survivor has always happened away from the challenges at camp and at Tribal Council. The two-tribe format excels in this regard. With more people in each tribe, social strategy becomes significantly more intricate. Players must juggle multiple alliances, manage perceptions, and anticipate moves several steps ahead. It's not just about surviving each vote, it's about positioning yourself for the long game. In this environment, subtle players can thrive just as much as dominant ones, and the path to victory becomes less straightforward. The merge phase, too, stands to benefit from this shift. When the tribes come together, the lines are often deeply drawn. A powder keg of strategy and emotion is created when loyalty, rivalry, and unresolved tension all come together at the same time. These moments have historically produced some of the most unforgettable episodes in the show's history. For the production team, led by longtime host Jeff Probst, the reported change may signal a willingness to recalibrate. In recent seasons, the show has introduced a steady stream of twists and advantages, some celebrated, others more controversial. By returning to a simpler tribal structure, the focus could shift back toward the players themselves, their decisions, their relationships, and their ability to adapt. That doesn't necessarily mean the new era is going away. Shorter seasons, hidden advantages, and unexpected twists will likely still play a role, but within a two-tribe framework. These elements may feel less overwhelming and more complementary to the core game. However, not everyone is convinced that this change will result in a better season by itself. Some viewers have grown to appreciate the unpredictability of the three-tribe format, where chaos often reigns and no one feels safe. There's a certain adrenaline to that style of gameplay, and shifting back could risk losing some of that edge. But if anything, Survivor has proven time and again that evolution is part of its DNA. The show has lasted for decades not by staying the same, but by constantly experimenting, sometimes successfully, sometimes not. The key has always been knowing when to push forward and when to revisit what worked. Season 51 may represent one of those moments for future castaways. The implications are significant. Preparing for a two-tribe game requires a different mindset. Social awareness becomes paramount. Long-term thinking replaces short-term scrambling, and the ability to navigate complex group dynamics could once again be the defining trait of a winner. Casting will also be crucial. A diverse mix of personalities, backgrounds, and playstyles can elevate a two-tribe season from good to unforgettable. Big strategists, social connectors, physical threats, and wildcard players all have a place, but how they interact will ultimately determine the season's success. As anticipation builds, fans are left to wonder what Season 51 will truly look like. Will it fully embrace a back-to-basics philosophy? Or will it blend classic structure with modern innovation? Will the return to two tribes restore the balance between strategy and spectacle? Whatever the answer, one thing is certain: the game is about to feel different. In addition, sometimes the boldest move in a show where change is the only constant is returning to the beginning. As the torches are lit once more and a new group of castaways steps onto the sand, they won't just be playing against each other. They'll be stepping into a version of the game that demands more patience, more strategy, and more awareness than ever before. Survivor Season 51 won't just be another season, according to reports. It could be a turning point, one that reminds everyone why the game became a phenomenon in the first place. The tide may be turning once again for Survivor, as reports suggest that Season 51 will mark a significant return to the show's classic two-tribe format. For a series that has built its legacy on constant evolution, this potential shift feels less like a step backward and more like a carefully considered reset, one that could reshape the way the game is played in its modern era. In recent seasons, Survivor has embraced a faster, more chaotic structure built around 3 smaller tribes. Introduced as part of the show's new era, this format aimed to keep players and viewers on their toes, with fewer people per tribe. Every challenge lost carried immediate consequences, and alliances had to form quickly or risk collapse. The result was a high-speed version of the game, where survival often depended on adaptability in the moment rather than long-term planning. But that pace came at a cost. Many fans began to feel that something essential was missing. Within the constraints of smaller tribes, Survivor's social complexity, those intricate webs of trust, deception, and shifting loyalties frequently struggled to fully develop. Players were eliminated before their stories could unfold, and strategic gameplay sometimes gave way to reactive decisions driven by immediate survival. A return to the tribes could change that dynamic dramatically. With larger groups, the game naturally slows down, but in a way that allows it to deepen. Relationships take longer to form, but they also become more meaningful. Alliances are less obvious, more layered, and often more fragile. Players have the opportunity to play subtle games, hiding their intentions while quietly positioning themselves for the long haul. This kind of environment rewards a different type of player, instead of those who thrive purely on quick thinking and short-term maneuvering. The two-tribe format tends to favor individuals who can balance patience with precision. Social awareness becomes just as important as strategy, and the ability to read people can make or break a player's chances. Under this structure, it's likely that the challenges will also feel different. Larger tribes often mean more physically demanding and visually engaging competitions. Teamwork becomes more critical, as success depends not just on individual strength, but on coordination and communication. At the same time, no single weak player can easily doom an entire tribe, creating a more balanced competitive landscape. Perhaps the most exciting impact of this change lies in the merge phase. When the tribes come together, the game often explodes with possibility. New alliances form, old ones collide, and the lines between friend and foe disappear almost immediately. These moments have historically produced some of the most memorable blindsides and strategic masterstrokes in Survivor history. For host and executive producer Jeff Probst, the reported return to tribes may signal a broader shift in philosophy. In recent years, the show has leaned heavily into twists, advantages, and unexpected mechanics designed to keep the game unpredictable. While these elements have added excitement, they have also drawn criticism from fans who feel that they sometimes overshadow the core of the game, the players themselves. By simplifying the structure, Season 51 could allow that core to shine. Once again, that doesn't mean the innovations of the new era will disappear entirely. It's likely that shorter seasons, hidden benefits, and unexpected turns will continue. However, within a two-tribe framework, these elements may feel more like enhancements rather than distractions, tools that add to the game without overwhelming it.